Instant match reaction. Welcome back to the Mighty Blues. My name is, of course, Cameron, all of that sort of stuff. Instant match reaction. Everton 0, Aston Villa 1. Another loss for Everton. A loss for Duncan Ferguson. And another game of football that passes us by without any form of points being taken from it. To be honest with you, I'm at a loss with Everton Football Club at the moment. I really am at a loss. I know it's only, mid-January and there's still a lot of football to be played, and, I get that, and I get there's still a lot of winnable games that we've got, but I just don't see a way back. I really, really don't see a way back. I mean, today was an opportunity for the players to go out there under a manager that we know loves the football club as much as we all do. Dunk spoke in the week about these players giving everything and fighting for the badge and working tirelessly. And don't get me wrong, I thought there was a bit more effort today than what there has been in recent weeks. I thought the players worked slightly harder. I thought there was, a good sort of tempo. Certainly in the first half, the tackles were being thrown in. But the reality is these players are just absolutely abysmal. It's as simple as that. They're just dreadful, dreadful footballers. You can bring whichever manager you want in. You can bring in Frank Lampard, Wayne Rooney, Duncan Ferguson, Roberto Martinez, Fabio Cannavaro. It doesn't matter who you bring in. When your footballers can't pass a ball 5 yards with no pressure on them, then I just don't know. I don't know how we get out of this. I really, really don't. The amount of times that we give the ball away or put the ball out of play for an Aston Villa throw-in when there was absolutely no pressure on us whatsoever is baffling me. It really, really is. And I get that a lot of people will want to stay positive, and I get a lot of people will say, no, there's loads of footy to be played, let's not jump to... But I just don't see a way back for Everton. I really, really don't. I don't see where the next win comes from. We lost last week to a Norwich team who aren't very good and are in the relegation zone, and have now won 2 on the bounce now and have got a bit of a boost. Newcastle have got this boost because of their new ownership, and, it's only a matter of time before they start winning games. People say, we won't go down, as if only one team gets relegated in the Premier League. 3 teams get relegated each season. There's 3 teams that go down. There's not 3 teams worse than Everton at the moment. It's factually correct. There isn't 3 teams as bad as us. And we can sit here all we like and say, yeah, but we've got loads of winnable games at home, so we'll pick up points there. Duncan Ferguson took charge of Everton Football Club today at Goodison. We all know what happened the last time Duncan Ferguson took charge of Everton at Goodison for the first time. The game against Chelsea, there was tempo, there was desire, there was commitment, there was passion, and we won that game. Now, I said coming into this one that I don't expect this one to be the same, because Steven Gerrard, being a scouser, will understand the connection that Duncan Ferguson has with Everton and will send his players out to try and combat that. And that's exactly what he did. All as Aston Villa did. Aston Villa, to be fair, again, scored the goal. It was quite a close game. And they took their chances and we didn't, but they were very dirty in that first half. John McGinn just flying in with sliding challenges left, right and centre. Craig Pawson may as well have had a Villa shirt on because he gave them absolutely everything. And that was always what was going to happen. Gerrard was always going to set them up to come out and try and frustrate Everton and try and, show more fight than what we did. And as I said, whilst I think that there was a little bit more effort, whilst I think there was a little bit more fight, there was a little bit more desire, we're just not very good at football. It's as simple as that. And I honestly think you could bring whoever you want in to manage this side. Ultimately, these players, the manager doesn't go on the pitch, does he? The manager can do whatever he likes in training. Dunk said it himself yesterday. Training's been going really, really well, but it doesn't really matter what happens in training. It's about what happens when you get on the pitch. Not only were we abysmal today, and again, as I said, the quality of this side is a joke, absolute joke. But also, we didn't take our chances. We had 2 or 3 good chances in certainly in the second half. Headers in the box. Yerry Mina, missing headers. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, one comes flying across the box from an Anthony Gordon cross. Dom's got a tap in and he puts it over the bar. Richarlison had a header, which again was put over the bar. And I haven't seen these chances again. I haven't seen these opportunities, but we can't afford to be missing those types of chances in games that we've got to win. Did we have a shot on target today? And we don't have many of them, by the way. We don't have many shots. Every single chance we had today, or half chance, whatever you want to call it, come from a ball in the box or come from, a cross in or a corner or whatever. And you know why that is? Because the players don't fucking shoot. They get the ball on the edge of the box and they don't think, do you know what, I'm going to have a go. Who was the last Everton player to get the ball on the edge of the box and just think, I'm going to have a go here. Oh yeah, it was Andros Townsend against Hull. He scored. We won that game. Who was the one before that? Oh yeah, it was Damari Gray against Arsenal. He done it twice. We scored from both of them. We don't shoot. We try and walk the ball in. Again, it seems a club void of ideas. A team void of ideas, and players that are just void of any real quality. This is the worst Everton squad I've ever witnessed. It really, really is. We can look at it all we like and say international players in there, players that are a good quality, footballers that we're underachieving. I said last week I think we're underachieving. I've been watching that today with Dunk in charge. It should have been a fairy tale today. We should have battled. We could have took our chances. We didn't, and now I look at it and go, maybe we're not underachieving. Maybe these players are just shite and not up for the task. Maybe these players are just nowhere near good enough at all to play for Everton Football Club. Again, we've led on this false sort of dawn of, we're conceding loads of set pieces, but when Yerry Mina's back, we'll be all right. We'll stop conceding them set pieces. I've said it myself. When Yerry Mina comes back, we won't concede as many set pieces. We'll be much better at defending them. Emi Buendia is about 2'3", and he scored a header from a corner today, and Yerry Mina was on the pitch. I watched that today, and that was a good opportunity for Everton to go out there and battle and fight and beat a team that, at a decent side with some good players and fight. And I've got a young manager who is trying to, earn his stripes in this league. But they're not an amazing team. Brentford beat them a couple of weeks ago. They're not unbelievable. They're not a team that you sit there and go, this is out the realms of possibility. These will beat us comfortably. They're just a decent side. And yet, again, we just had nothing. There's nothing about this team. You watch this Everton team and it's like sticking pins in your eyes. There's nothing. There's no creativity. There's no desire. The players can't pass a ball 5 yards. Yet they might throw a bit of effort in and they might have a little go. They might work a little bit harder because the manager, in dugout now, in Dunk. But the reality is they're not very good at football. It's as simple as that. They're not very good at football. That's the 10th game on the bounce we've conceded the first goal in. And another game of football where we've conceded. We've had 45 minutes of football to play and we haven't managed to go on and get an equaliser. A side with Tyrone Mings in the defence, who is an absolute awful centre-back. He was literally put under the smallest bit of pressure by Richarlison and he kicked the ball out for a corner. And we decided to not throw pressure on him, not throw balls into the box for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. We put one in for Dom, and he missed it. Yeah, granted, he missed it with his feet. But we didn't try and throw crossing after crossing after crossing for him to get his head on the end of. I honestly, I don't know. I just don't know where we go from here. I'm sad, I'm down, I'm upset, I'm devastated, and I just don't see a way back. I really, really don't see. I don't see. If Dunk can't get everything out of them players, and you know what the worrying thing is today? Dunk might say, or some of the players might say, no, we give everything today. If that was given everything, by the way, we're down. We're 100% down. If that was given everything, we're not staying in this Premier League. Not a chance. Because they're not good enough. They're simply not good enough. If that wasn't given everything, then you'd ask, why wasn't it? And if you also ask, if you're not going to give anything for Duncan Ferguson, everything for Duncan Ferguson, then who are you going to give everything to? I'm at the point now where if Dunk can't get a tune out the players, or the players aren't going to work, or just go and get Sam Allardyce. Honestly, I don't care. Football was awful and I didn't like him. And you know what? 24 hours ago, I didn't want him back. But if you were to say to me, you get Sam Allardyce in now and you stay up and he goes in the summer, I'd snatch your hand off for it. Because I just don't, I don't see how we're winning games of football. How are we winning games of football? Someone please enlighten me about what games we're going to win and how we're going to win them. We won't beat Burnley. We won't. They beat us last year at Goodison. Newcastle, yes, okay, maybe. But, again, they only have to turn up and go, these aren't very good, and show a bit of fight, show a bit of desire. We won't beat Leicester. There are 3 games in hand. So, again, I just don't see a way back. I really, really don't see a way back, and it's devastating, and I'm upset, and I'm at the point now where I feel like, what's the point? What is the point in going back to Gunners? What's the point in going and watching Everton? Because let's be honest, they let us down every single week. Every week. Every single time they step on that pitch, they let us down. Today was supposed to be the day that we all rejoiced. We got behind the players fought for it, the manager on the touchline, this, that and the other. And the players were still abysmal. And look, some people will have a go at Duncan Ferguson. And listen, the team selection was an odd one. I would say that. I would like to know from Dunk why Vitaly Mykolenko and Nathan Patterson weren't in the side. If Dunk might come out and say they were injured, Dunk might come out and say they were ill or whatever, and in that case, we can't really judge on it. If they're not in there because they're not good enough, then I'd ask why Nathan Patterson isn't good enough or isn't as good as John Joe Kenny, who can't pass a ball 5 yards. Yes, he's got passion. Yes, he's got desire. Yes, he'll throw a tackle in, and he'll do bits within a game, John Joe, that you look at and you go, that was good play, that. But the reality is, he's a fucking awful footballer. He is an absolutely awful footballer, let's be perfectly honest, and he shouldn't be anywhere near Everton's first team. So if Nathan Patterson isn't as good as John Joe Kenny, then as far as I'm concerned, we've just wasted the 13 million that we spent on him. Because even if you say, he's only young, or he should be better than John Joe Kenny now for us to spend that money on him. Mykolenko, again, you're relying on Mason Holgate being in there next to Yerry Mina, who we know isn't very good. Why wasn't Mykolenko in there and have Godfrey? I don't know. Again, listen, I know some people will go, team selection was awful. Where's the fullbacks? But for all we know, they might be injured. For all we know, they might be ill. They might, who knows? If they're fit and they were available, then yeah, absolutely. I'm all for saying that they should have been in the squad at the very least. In terms of the rest of the team, though, Alan has literally just come back from having COVID and isn't the fastest player on the best of times. So Alan not being fit to start isn't a surprise. I get you could say, well, he was fit to come off the bench, but maybe he didn't have 90 minutes in him. And that was why he wasn't started. The rest of the side, Decore, Gray, Calvert-Lewin, Richarlison, Townsend. What else is the manager meant to do? You could say, Gordon was unlucky not to start. Yeah, he was. But obviously Dunk thought that he'd get more defensively out of Townsend than he did Gordon. As I said, I look at a game like this and I think this was the chance. Go out there, the players to fight, to show that they care, to show that they want to play for Everton. And now I've left the ground sort of thinking, maybe they're just all not good. Maybe they're just not very good footballers. Maybe that they just don't, aren't very good at playing football. And I'm sick of hearing this. Everton have got a great squad. They should be doing much better. Have we really got a great squad? Name 5 really good Everton players. Top quality Everton players. Name me 5. There isn't 5. I could name you 5 top quality Villa players. I could name you 5 top quality, pretty much every side in the league players. Brighton players. Couldn't name you 5 top quality Everton players. In fact, you'd struggle to name 3. Again, as I said before, the goal just before half-time. By the way, another goal conceded first in a game. Another goal conceded just before half-time. Ball comes in to the into the box. They get a corner firstly, and we defend it, but we defend it really, really poorly, and it ends up going out for another corner. And then the ball comes in, and again, no disrespect to Emi Buendia, but he's not the tallest player in the world, is he? He rises above everybody and wins the free header. Now, you have to ask yourself, there's a deep, serious problem running through Everton Football Club at the moment. We concede every single set piece that is fucking taken against us. We concede the set piece in every game. Every single game we concede the set piece in. Why is that? Now, we attributed that previously to Yerry Mina isn't on the pitch. When Yerry Mina's back, we won't concede them. When Yerry Mina's back, we'll be much better at defending them. Yerry Mina was on the pitch today and we still conceded one. Villa had a couple of chances that they could have taken. They had one, I think Watkins went one-on-one with Pickford and put it out. They had one where Mina headed it over Pickwood, and it was it was one of the only times Villa didn't press, really. They pressed for the rest of the game. What chances did we have? We didn't have a shot on target. We had the Calvert-Lewin chance. That is an absolute sitter, and Dom has to take responsibility. For it. We had, again, a couple of headers from Mina and Richarlison that went over comfortably. And I don't think Villa were particularly that great. As I said, it was a competitive game. It was a tight game of football, and it was won by, them taking their chances. Do us a favour, Liverpool FC. Bounce, mate. Fucking idiot. Not interested in your shite. See you later. Again, it was one chance that they took, and we had 3 or 4 chances that we didn't take. But the chances that we had were balls into the box and headers that, again, Tyrone Mings is only good at heading the ball. He's not good at anything else. On the floor, he's shite. Under pressure, he's shite. He's not a good defender whatsoever, and we give him the easiest fucking afternoon he will ever have. Instead of putting pressure on him, putting the ball through to him, getting balls into the box constantly. We crossed the ball 2 or 3 times, 4 times, and we had chances and we missed them. But we were only doing that in the last 10, 15 minutes of the game when we were desperately needing a goal. Why weren't we doing that in the opening first half? You've got Townsend there. You've got Gray there. You've got Calvert-Lewin in the box. You've got Richarlison, who's a great header of the ball in the box. And we decide, no, we'll try and, I don't know what the situation is with this fucking team. How did they want to score goals? Did they think that to score goals you've got to get it to the goal line and then do that little thing where you go on your knees and head it in? Is that the only way this team think they can score goals? Because none of them fucking shoot. None of them shoot. None of them have chances. None of them take a risk. And listen, it was a tight game. Villa didn't batter us by any sense of the imagination. They weren't great themselves, but the reality is that the reality is that we needed to win it, and we didn't. We needed to win it, and we lost it. Carl says, played it off the park for the first 60 minutes. I mean, you never, but sound, mate. If you are enjoying, by the way, please hit that like button. Over 200 people watching. If you could get the likes up, that would mean an absolute massive amount to me. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe. As I said, we're abysmal. We're absolutely abysmal. We really, really are. Dom isn't in great form whatsoever. He isn't. And I know he's only just coming back from an injury, but chances like that, you've got to score. You've got the penalty against Brighton. You've got to score. These are chances that the situation Everton in at the moment, we can't afford to, throw away. We simply can't afford to throw away. And we did. I'm dejected. I'm down. I'm fuming. I didn't get me free bevy. Dodowski says, Cam never got his free bevy. I didn't get me free bevy. Andy says, gutted today, mate. Thought the college passing was poor. All of the passing was poor. None of them can pass a ball 4 yards. So it's all well and good sitting here saying, we'll get this manager or we'll get that manager. When your players, Dunn could have put the best team out there he wanted. Dunn could have put we could have looked at that team news at 11:30 or whenever it was and gone, yeah, boss team that, we'll get into these today. There'll be a fight, there'll be a battle. The best team. He could have put the best players we've got at our disposal. The reality is, most of them are shite and can't pass a ball. And I honestly, I don't, other than relegation, I don't see how we get out of this. I don't see the next game of football we win. I don't see how these players pick themselves up. I don't see how they all of a sudden become decent footballers overnight. I don't see how these players pick up points. I really, really don't. And a lot of people will say now, a lot of people that were on the fence about Dunk will say, that's Dunk's chance gone, that's Dunk gone. And you know what? The board will do that as well. Keir Abidjan was at the game today. Was the owner at the game? No. Why is his fucking agent mate at the game for a start? But he'll look at that and go, yeah, not giving it to Dunk. Of course he will, because they were already against bringing Dunk in anyway, otherwise he'd be in here till the end of the season. Whether that's right or wrong is, is another question. I don't think any manager would sort this out, so I'd rather have Duncan there than anybody else we've been linked with, because I just don't think anyone, I really don't think anyone will sort this out. I can't see any of them names, other than maybe Sam Allardyce, who I would snap your hand off for now, and being perfectly honest with you, I would snatch your hand off for Sam Allardyce now. Other than him, I don't see, I don't see how, we can't stop conceding goals. Scoring goals is we missed chances today. And if we'd have drawn the game 0-0, you go, do you know what? We had chances, we missed them, we were decent defensively, you move on to the next game. They're a decent team. We had chances today and missed them. But in other weeks, we'll have chances and we'll score, like we did score twice against Brighton, like we scored once last week. But the problem is stopping conceding goals. And for me, there's only one manager out there that is notorious at, stopping teams from conceding goals. And it is Sam Allardyce. Whether we like it or not, it's him. And I'm not an advocate for it. I want Duncan Ferguson in charge. I've said before, I'm not going to change my opinion because of one defeat. I wanted them to give it to Dunk, but I just don't think they will now. After that, I just don't think they will, because they'll look for any excuse to not give it to him. Because Cage and Abbott trying to look for any excuse to give it to some big, name who is absolutely shite, but everyone knows. So, a couple of people asked me in the comments about the bottle throwing incidents. I obviously condemn people throwing bottles onto the pitch. I condemn people throwing bottles at players. It's not acceptable. It's not it's not something we want this club to be associated with. And it was wrong. It was massively wrong. And I'm not going to defend it in any way, shape or form. But again, is that not just an indication of how badly of a position and a situation this club is in at the moment? It's toxic. It's horrible. It's toxic. And more fools us for thinking that would change overnight. More fool me for thinking that we'd go into Goodison and it'd all be flowers and fucking sunshine and it'd be amazing and the atmosphere would be great. It's never going to be like that, because of how bad of a situation this board have put us in. And these fucking idiots at the top of this football club who couldn't run a fucking bath, never mind the Premier League football club, have put us in. But according to the owner, they're great, these people. They're good at the jobs. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I don't know who the saviour is. I don't know who... Kevin says it's not big Duncan, it's the frigging players. I agree, mate. I agree. And again, I watched that today, and, when John Joe Kenny is under no pressure and putting the ball out of play when there's literally an Everton player 5 yards in front of him, I mean, what? You could say, well, why isn't he playing Coleman then? Coleman does the same thing. He's as bad. Why isn't he playing Patterson? I agree. I'd have played Patterson, but there's obviously a reason he wasn't involved, whatever that reason may be. I don't know where we go from here. I don't know. Villa today battled, fought. As I said, they were John McGinn, one of the dirtiest players I've ever seen at Goodison, moaning bastard as well, but threw himself about, put himself in there. And I said it yesterday, if anyone watched our preview, I said, this won't be like the Chelsea game, because Frank Lampard turned up in that game and thought, these are shite, we'll walk them off the park, we don't have to work as hard, we'll beat them. And we outfought them, we outbattled them, and we were great on that day. The atmosphere was great, and the atmosphere would have been great today had we have been just semi-decent. Again, it's not... I said yesterday in the preview, Steven Gerrard, whether you hate him or you love him or you don't, or you dislike him or whatever, I personally can't despise the fella. I can't despise him. I do despise him. I can't stand him. But he would have known, being a Scouser, being around the club, sort of the city, knowing how important Duncan Ferguson is to Everton Football Club and Evertonians, and also having watched that Chelsea game, he'll have known, right, we need to go in and we need to battle them. We need to fight as much as they do. We need to show as much passion as they do, as much intensity as they do. And it was always going to be a tough game. Always going to be a tough game. But these players, when you can't pass a ball 5 yards, when you can't, put a cross in the box, when your striker can't score from 4 yards out, when you're not very good at footy, what can you do? seriously, what can you do? When you concede a set piece in every game you're playing, what can you do? I don't know. Listen, I don't know where we go from here. I really, really don't. I thought Calvert-Lewin wasn't good enough. I thought Richie worked hard and played well, and I'm not going to sit here and blame too much on Richie. Defence again. Mason is just not good enough. Didn't particularly do anything massively wrong today, Mason Allgate, but just overall isn't good enough. Yeri, people will say, oh, well, he's not fit. Well, he's going to go away with Colombia. Now he's been picked to go away with Colombia, so he'll play 3 games there, get another injury, and we won't see him for another 4 months. So we look forward to that one. Again, Kenny, for as hard as he works and as much as he battles and as much as he throws himself in and gets involved, he's not very good. Let's be perfectly honest, he's not very good. The midfield today were poor. Gomez is awful off the ball and not much better on the ball. Zakore was off today. And again, it was very much get the ball to Damari Gray and, you know, hope that... I'm going to actually add Basic Trig as a moderator because I've heard him thingy before. And if anyone else wants to be a moderator, let us know, by the way. Basic, you're a moderator now. Get rid of some of these fucking idiots. But yeah, what do we do? What do we do? I don't know. I really, really don't know. Listen, I'm going to leave it there then. Play ratings will be up very shortly. So don't forget to check them out. Jake says, Zakore was shite today. Made that pass to Richarlison. My mum could have passed a better ball. Yeah, again, chances like that, first half. You know, Zakore pretty much, 2-on-1. Richarlison and Zakore versus the goalkeeper. And Zakore just absolutely wild pass. And Emi Martinez comes out and clears it. They're the types of chances that you simply can't afford to miss in must-win games. Must-win games. If we weren't in such a bad situation, we'd probably leave this one today and say, we had chances, we missed them, they took theirs, whatever, move on. But we need to start picking up points. We need to start winning games of football. And that's why I don't see a way back, because I don't see where we start winning games of football. I really, really don't. Nice one, Basic, by the way. I can see you, the bits that you're doing. Appreciate that, my mate. But yeah. There you go. Look, we'll be back with the player ratings very shortly, so don't forget to join us for them. Massive thanks to everybody for watching. Big thanks to everybody in the live comments. Really appreciate it. If you're watching this video, let us know your thoughts down below. If you have enjoyed it somehow, please leave a like. Don't have to if you don't want to. I know we're all feeling as down as each other. And if you're new, don't forget to subscribe. Delmy says, big up, Cam, man's come a long way. Really found his voice content is better with every video. Thank you very much, my mate. Really appreciate it. Anyway, we're going to leave it there. Where do we go from here? Who comes in? Will it be Dunk now? I highly doubt it. As much as I want him, I highly doubt it now. Because the board will just look at it and go, nope. Even though they watched Rafa Benitez for weeks and kept him in the job. Yeah. Who knows? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you soon.